YouTube. It's NairoMK out here, as you can see, with them lips over there in the center of the screen, who we're gonna be talking about. No, but actually, we're gonna be watching Larry's recent video, why Sephiroth is the most disappointing DLC feat Tweek. They start talking about all this shit as to why Sephiroth is mid.
In my opinion, and I'm sure the opinion of many others, Sephiroth is the most disappointing DLC character put into Ultimate. I don't mean that because of his inclusion in the game. For many, he was the most wanted character since they announced there would be a second.
I ain't even want this bum. Wait, Sephiroth? No way! What the hell? I told you it was Square Enix. No way! No way! What the hell? Holy shit! What the hell? Yo! What the? I was not. What the hell? Oh shit!
People's hopes were at an all-time high when Cloud got revealed back in Smash for Wii U.
Oh my god, I love video games so much!
Sephiroth's reveal trailer is probably the most
Facts.
positively received one in the entirety of Ultimate. If you look back at everyone's reaction, for the most part, they're incredibly happy and excited to see him become playable.
I love Sephiroth! Oh shit, it's H-Gun!
Oh my god! He's
Was he about to say he's broken? He ain't even show no footage.
Time game mode called Sephiroth Challenge, where you could battle against a CPU Sephiroth, and if you defeat him,
This
you'd be
shit was
rewarded
raw.
with unlocking the character before he was officially released.
What the
problem
cheese?
comes from actually unlocking and playing the character. Sephiroth is the final boss of Final Fantasy VII and is one of the most iconic final bosses in video game history.
You got that
He's
aura.
shown to be this powerful and near unstoppable force in Final Fantasy.
Bro, look at the
And
dude's
even
name.
in the Smash Bros,
Named
they showed him one-shotting
Tifa.
one of the final bosses in the World of Light. When you actually play as him though, he's easily the most underwhelming character that Fighter Pass 2 has to offer. So let's talk about why
Oh, that sucks.
what they could have potentially
Oh,
done
that
to
sucks
change
even more. He died
it.
after.
Reminder, don't forget to drop a like on the video. It can make a massive difference in how
Yes.
this video performs in the YouTube algorithm. But
Show the
out of
ghost
way,
some
let's
love.
get into it.
Get it
But
right
before
into
we do
it.
that, let's talk about this video's sponsor, Beast.
Beast!
is a
Holy hashtag ad. Don't worry, Larry. I'm watching for you, Chief. Yo, I'm about to download that shit right now. Just thank you, Larry. Oh, yeah, we're talking about Sephiroth. I forgot.
The
All
reason
right.
I say this is because every other issue I'm going to mention wouldn't be nearly as bad as they are if it weren't for the fact that he has the potential to lose stocks very
was
early
corny.
due to how light he is.
Optimal
Sephiroth is
corny.
the same weight as Kirby, Pikachu, Olimar, and Mewtwo. With the exception of Mewtwo, every character I mentioned is one of the smallest in the game and is difficult to hit due to having a significantly smaller hurt box.
Yep, think about that. The light characters that he's bundled up with, oh, actually Kirby kind of sucks too, but at least like he could do something. Both Mewtwo and Sephiroth weigh the same. They're big bodies, or like they're like, you know, like got like lanky ass hurt boxes and stuff, so they're easier to hit and they just fucking explode to anything. The other characters, they're all solid.
On the other hand, has one of the largest hurt boxes in the game. So that means not only is he extremely light, making it much easier for him to lose stocks early, but he is also much easier to hit than the other characters. His larger hurt box makes it much more possible for characters to get bigger combos and follow-ups than you would expect on a character of his weight class. So
Bro.
Thanks to his horrible combination of hurt box
Okay,
size and
hold on.
reluctance,
This is about Sephiroth, but we gotta talk about Fox here. Do you see Light just pressing buttons against the air? And that is just like, this dude is so bad, but I can't punish it.
Much more possible for
Like,
characters to
look,
get bigger combos
we up
and
there in
follow-ups
there.
than you
He
would
goes
expect
over
on
to the
a
side to
character
back there
of
somebody. Who
So
over
thanks to his
there?
horrible combination
Who
of hurt
over
box
there?
size and
But it's
weight,
okay, because
more
Fox can
easy
do that. But
characters to
anyway.
combo, but also easy to close stocks on. The thing Sephiroth is known for, not only in Smash, but in his games, is his long sword range. Sephiroth's
His
sword
long
mastery
rod
is one of the longest swords in the entire game. This means range-wise, Sephiroth has the advantage over most characters, and he also has pretty solid mobility.
Wait, I
allowing
played
him
this,
to maneuver
Lucas.
around his
Wait, I played this guy like 2 streams ago on Smash.
opponents pretty well.
I think.
These two things give him a pretty solid neutral game. He should have the ability to wall out most characters extremely well and pressure them at a distance. While he can do that, there are some characters that are notably better at doing this than him.
Notably.
There's one character in particular that I think completely outclasses him in that aspect, but I'll get to that later.
So disgusting.
The main reason Sephiroth's ability to wall out opponents isn't as strong as it can be is his attack frame data and hitboxes. Focusing on his hitboxes first, a lot of moves do have great range on them. The issue is the moves that he'd use in neutral have hitboxes that are placed in a way to cover a lot of
Sephiroth hitbox be like this. Everybody else's hitbox be like Like this.
Let's talk about both Sephiroth and Cloud's back air hitboxes. The way they swing their swords are pretty similar, except when you look at the hitboxes, Cloud's actually has a hitbox starting pretty low and then going up, whereas Sephiroth starts consistently in the same spot and doesn't reach that low. This makes it easier for
Why? Why? Bro, deadass is doing the reverse of what Cloud does in his back air. It's just one line. Why? Why his shit linger while mine is just simple.
Faster or shorter characters to go below his hitbox and get into a position to pressure him.
Larry's speaking right now.
They can also jump over and get in that way. His up air can cover those ranges.
This matchup is cheeks.
And combined are pretty bad, so you're not going to see it used as much to keep the opponent out unless they call out an option. Sephiroth's fastest aerial neutral air has good startup and end lag, but is by far the shortest range aerial. So its main purpose is going to be for starting combos, not keeping the opponent at a distance. None of Sephiroth's aerials can be auto-canceled from a short op if you do an immediate aerial, so that makes how Sephiroth has to attack much more selective. Sephiroth is one of the few characters in the game that does not have an aerial that comes out on.
Let's look at this shit real quick, bro. Nair is what I'm covering. Frame 9. 23 frames of end lag. It's active for 2 frames. Back air, 15 frames. Down air, 19 frames. Forward air, 13 frames. Up air, 16 frames. And that shit got 32 frames of end lag. Talking about up air here. That shit is just dookie. Dookie, I say. This right here, this frame data is absolutely atrocious. You remember when Sakurai was talking about Sephiroth's frame data a little bit in Sephiroth's presentation? He was like, I'm gonna let y'all figure this shit out. He's like, I think you'll find out why you will figure this shit out, because I don't want to tell you. I'm sorry, Chief. I don't want to have to tell you. That shit is trash.
Frame 7 are sooner.
Even he knew.
Up special and up smash also do not have great startup. This means his options to deal with is
up B, no charge, 25 frames, almost half a second. Up smash, 23 frames, close to half a second. Ash.
Also do not have great
and then
startup.
the frame, it's not even just the startup though for some of these things, it's the end lag of some of these things. Typically when a move has this much startup, you know, the end lag isn't as bad, but damn, the frame, like look at Sephiroth's up smash. 23 frames for starting up, or like when it comes out, and then 35 frames of end lag. That's a whole second pretty much. That's a whole second, 58 frames for the entire move. No charge. It's a whole second, man.
Also do not have great startup. This means his options to deal with pressure can be pretty limited, and in a lot of cases his best option is to try and run away.
I don't remember these two playing, but it said Smash World Tour. That was like eons ago.
Gives him a much faster out of shield option than he normally does, and that is footstool out of shield, which can give him a guaranteed down air. The only issue with this option is that it's not always available, since usually you can only punish aerials with footstool, and you need to be close enough to the opponent to actually do it.
That actually was BS. Hold on. Damn, did he not get hit by that because of Fox's animation when he landed? Like, let me go back. Like, damn, he definitely tried, and like Light got lucky as that he fucked up.
And he needs to be close enough to the opponent to actually do it. Being that Sephiroth is a DLC character, he does have a comeback mechanic, and that is his wing. Depending on the amount of percentage taken and the stock deficit, Sephiroth will get his wing, which increases his mobility, gives him an additional double jump, increases the damage on his attacks, and he has damage-based armor on all of his smash attacks. The problem is that
the one out of 20 times where it actually worked right there.
It's not because the benefits he gets from it aren't good. They're actually amazing. It has to do with the requirements of getting it and how easy it can be to lose it. Due to him being as light as he is, a lot of the time you're not going to be able to take full advantage of having.
I remember this set, bro.
Even stock count to your opponent, Sephiroth will get his wing at 80%.
This shit was not a good set, man.
A lot of characters would be able to close out the stock against Sephiroth with a combo or a raw kill move, depending on their raid.
He died at 80. Flat.
Just before he gets wing. So basically, a lot of the time, you potentially only have one interaction to use it, and if you make the wrong choice, you lose your wing and the stock. Compare that to Kazuya, whose comeback mechanic will take it 100%. It does take more damage for Kazuya to activate.
Fucking rabid animal of a character.
Heavier than Sephiroth, so he can take noticeably more hits.
Did he take that whole stock? Okay, never mind. I thought he took 130.
If Sephiroth is a stock or two down, he will get wing much sooner, which is great and takes away that issue. But then another problem comes into play. He doesn't keep wing throughout the entirety of his stock. Once you take your opponent's stock and give them a certain amount of percent, the wing will disappear.
It disappears, bro.
Like, give Sephiroth this mechanic, but then have it disappear when there are some.
He still has it here in this scenario, but he's probably gonna lose it. I think
he should keep his wing until he loses the stock, or at the very least, give him some way to store his wing activation, similar to how Steve can store diamond for the next stock.
On paper, hold on, Larry. Come on, man. Come Come on, man. Do you see what they did to this character? You asking for far too much storing? The only thing they gonna store is his data to copy and paste into the next game. That's all they doing. They not doing nothing with this character. That's it, they're done. Now, what there should be though is like I'm pretty sure, if I'm not mistaken, Sephiroth's wing mechanic is like a point system, like an invisible point system. Like every hit that you do, it adds up with the points, and if you take a stop, it's a bunch of points or some shit like that. But it's like impossible to keep track of because when you get wing is different depending on like if you're losing by a lot or you're winning by a lot and shit like that. There should deadass just be a wing mechanic, or not wing mechanic, a wing UI, something on Sephiroth's UI that indicates when the wing is about to deplete, because it just literally just depletes. No flash on the screen or anything. Even if it flashes on the screen, that wouldn't be a good thing either, because normally you're already committed to the option that you're going for. Or if you're going off stage for something and it just goes away, you're not really gonna be able to react to shit like that.
Comeback mechanic is amazing and has the argument of being one of the greatest comeback mechanics in the game, since the benefits he gets from it greatly strengthen.
Ooh, that was deserved. Tip her up here. I mean, tip her up.
It takes for him to get it, along with his weight, he's typically not able to make much use of it compared to other characters who have comeback mechanics. I think it's time to talk about that character. So before Sephiroth was released, there was another Fighter Pass 2 character. The first Fighter Pass 2 character, Min Min. I'm not going to talk about her too much.
Bro, that shit killed, man. No, hold on, go back.
So before Sephiroth was released,
Proto hit him with a back throw, clipped him with the forward smash, beat him.
I'm not going to talk about her too much.
He died at 30 because of the buff on the arm. That shit is just strong though. That's not a Sephiroth thing.
Attack range than Sephiroth. She also does a much better job of covering vertical range, making it harder to go under or above her. Even if you do get close, she has surprisingly good frame data, so she can put up a decent fight if someone gets in on her, and she's much
This
heavier.
shit pisses me off to see.
Sephiroth is the same weight as Kirby, Pikachu, Olimar, and Mewtwo. Well, Min Min is the same weight as Link, Yoshi, Captain Falcon, and Mii Gunner.
Disgusting.
I want to emphasize this again. She was released before Sephiroth. It's crazy to me that they gave Min Min her moveset and stats and then created Sephiroth the way that they did.
Bro.
And she was nerfed, so she was even better on initial release. Even with all those shortcomings, he's not a horrible character, and though it's rare, he does get some usage in top-level competitive play. He's one of the better characters at being on the ledge. He has some pretty good stalling tactics with his forward air, which you can send him to walls, and
he has good stalling tactics. The only thing they're stalling is their loss incoming. That's all. That's why we camp on the ledge. We know we're gonna lose, so we want to play the round for a little bit longer before we inevitably lose. We're just like, ah, shit. I don't want to go back to the character select screen so soon. So let me just stall on the ledge real quick. I know I'm gonna lose.
Allows him to hang there to do a kind of wall jump or drop down. He can mix up his regrab timing further with Blade Dash or Octaslash. Both moves are his up special, but depending on if he holds the special button or not, he can change the attack. Octaslash puts a larger hitbox in front of Sephiroth and can hit anyone standing. Bro,
do you see the saturation on all these like streams being different? It's so funny. No like event has the same like look for the game. There's always something.
Blade Dash, the non-charged version, is a faster recovery and more difficult to punish on startup. Basically, it's the regrabbing option you do if the opponent is spacing in anticipation for Octaslash. If he has wing, thanks to his extra double jump, he has even more mix-ups on his left.
He didn't get hit by that.
He excels in edge guarding. Thanks to his long-range attacks, he can chase the opponent without needing to go too far off stage. His counter is one of the strongest in the game, and the hitbox is gigantic when the counter is activated. It's unique since even if the counter does not get activated by an attack.
All right. Yeah, I mean, I feel like it's large, but like a lot of counters are very similar. And maybe. I guess it's because it's a projectile, so that's why it's like more in front of him. But like that, if you counter somebody and you land the counter, it should work all the time. Every single time, no exception. And the only exceptions is obviously if you shoot a projectile from across the screen or something that's not in front of them. But a physical attack should always be countered. Whenever that shit doesn't happen, that shit is so stupid.
Attack, a hitbox will come out,
and some characters have that.
Catching recoveries. Of course, they couldn't make it too good, so Sephiroth's counter will break if an attack does over 25% to it. There's not many attacks that do over that amount, but it's just weird to put that limitation on it to begin with. If he opts to stay on stage and go for
that is like one of the weirdest things.
Range,
like
he has multiple attacks he can use to do
like this. What even is the point?
One is his down air. His side special Shadow Flare gives him a lot of unique combos and setups if he's able to land it on the opponent. combined with his down smash, he has some devastating shield break setups.
That is
if
true.
he does break your shield, he has a guaranteed way to take your stock at 0% with his fully charged neutral special, aka Giga Flare, combined with another attack, usually a forward smash. Sephiroth had a lot of hype around him, being one of the most iconic final bosses in a video game. There was a lot of expectations for him to be one of the best characters competitively. Considering how overpowered every other character in Fighter Pass 2 is, it's a huge disappointment to see him at the bottom of the pack in that lineup.
That is true,
The two
bro.
problem childs of DLC Pack 2 and the Scourges of Smash Ultimate.
There was that time period where, bro, it felt like Steve and Kazuya were in everything. Like every top 8 and stuff. Kazuya kind of fizzled out with like Riddle's not really like, you know, he playing like Street Fighter 6 and Smash and stuff like that. And also just like liking Terry, I think, more as a character. So he's having more like fun with it, I guess. There was this time period, I think this is what, 2022, where like it felt like Steve Kazuya was like the classic matchup of top 8s. Low key, I prefer that over Steve Game & Watch or Sonic versus Steve or some shit. Just because these characters are so explosive, even though they're so bullshit, the set usually was fast as fuck. It was no timeout, no nothing. It was just straight up 0 to deaths or like near 0 to deaths all the time.
So typically this would be where I do my outro and end the video, but
No!
I have a quote-unquote surprise. You probably read the title, so you know what's coming. I got Tweek, the Sephiroth connoisseur himself, to give his opinion of the character on this topic. I decided to interview him after writing and recording the script because I was curious how much of what I said
Hold
was
on,
aligned.
I'm listening to Larry, but that laser was so awful. That look at this laser that Light did.
The Sephiroth connoisseur himself.
Like he just gotta go for percent. Look at this. Look.
I decided to interview him after
Like
writing.
why? Why are you doing that? You know you're a fox, right? You know you're fighting Sephiroth. This shit like a 2-year-old fucking set, and you're still ass.
All right, Tweek, one of the best Sephiroths in the world, if not the best. You were one of the people
What was
who
that?
were
What was that? No, I'm just playing.
very excited to see Sephiroth when he was first released. And I also feel like after playing him and stuff, he just felt very underwhelming compared to the rest of the Fighter Pass 2. I guess because of that, if he were to come back in the next Smash game, what would you want to see added or changed? Or would you want his moveset to be completely the same? Or
Give him a gun.
I think a
He's
lot
soldier.
of the time people misunderstand like what I would want to change. Because, you know, when I'm streaming a lot, the conversation is always, he needs to be heavier, he should have wing all the time, blah, blah, blah. It's always like very like extreme, obvious examples. And I don't necessarily want that. I actually really like the way Sephiroth is designed. I really like flowing between wing and no wing, and I really like his design. I think he's really cool. I just think he sucks.
Okay, I was about to pause real quick and be like, what is Blood yapping about? I ain't know what you love getting your fucking like stocks demolished at almost RNG levels of bullshit and just not being able to play the game and shit like that. But then he saved it by saying that last part. There you go.
To be like a heavyweight. Like I don't think his weight is even a problem. So I don't think weight ever really determines a tier list, like pretty much ever, unless it's pretty extreme. Obviously it's a bit of a weakness, but like Sonic's light, no one cares. Like stuff like that. Like at the end of the day, like it's about the.
Sonic is light. He is a light character, but he also is one of the fastest, or the fastest, not one of, the fastest character. God tier levels of camping, God tier levels of whiff punish, intangible on some of his best approaching moves. Like I see what Tweek means there with the weight thing, but think about it. He's not thinking about it in like the opposite scenario. What if Sonic could do what Sonic does now and he weighed the same as Samus? Hello? That's not okay. Weight does matter a lot. If Steve was a lighter character, it wouldn't be the cure-all, obviously, to all the issues with Steve as a character. It would feel better to fight against him because you know you don't have to do as much work as you currently have to. He's not even a heavy character, but he's like middle. He's like midweight. But weight does matter. Weight matters, and like how tall and short a character is sometimes matter. Like obviously the character's moves and stuff is what matters the most, but weight definitely plays a factor into some of these like scenarios and stuff like that, you know?
The biggest thing I would really like if Shadow Flare wasn't negative on hit. I would want it to be easier for him to like disengage after he.
How many times have y'all heard me say that and bitch about that shit? Every Sephiroth should bitch about that. It is literally like just not okay. Dog shit design, bro. I probably said that a million times on my stream. 1000% agree with that. They don't need to make it like a combo move. they just need it to be where Sephiroth could like land the side B and be able to like back up or do an option, not like a true combo, but like if he wants to jump away, that the other character is not already in front of him or just straight up hitting him for landing the side B. He needs to create some space. Maybe it could be something like Dr. Mario's pill, but the difference is Sephiroth's not moving while he's doing the pill, or like the shadow flare, so he wouldn't have the same potential combo game as Dr. Mario. So like, you know how it like pops him up a little bit? It should kind of be like that, low key. Like, it's not gonna kill ever, but it does tack on the orbs, and that's what matters. Yeah, it's like a Falco laser, and the end result is one, sometimes you die, or sometimes you get hit and then it's impossible to actually capitalize off of the move that you just landed. You're rewarded by getting hit. That's not okay. It's not okay.
Because if you land it and you get like jabbed for landing it, then you don't get to combo off the explosion. You don't get to put pressure on them. Yeah, it's rough. Also, I would really like Blade Dash to be different in some way. I have like this fantasy of if he connects it, I would like lag to be shaved off of it and he can like combo or something like that.
I didn't even think about that. I didn't even think about that. But I mean, two of his biggest moves of missed potential is up B, like Blade Dash, like he mentioned, and side B. Both of those moves, when you land them, they send you away from Sephiroth. Never like in, or there's no like way where you can mix up somebody's DI. And even if you mix up somebody's DI, he just has so much end lag when he lands on the ground that like he doesn't get a true punish anyways. But a lot of what Sephiroth is doing, it sends the opponent away from him. All that does is limit combo potential. The way Sephiroth's orbs work, they will always detonate and send the opponent getting hit by the orbs away from Sephiroth, right? Even if Sephiroth crosses up in the middle of the orb detonation, the game will recognize that you crossed up the opponent and then correct the direction that they should go. So let's say, for example, Sephiroth's on the left and Fox is on the right. If the orb detonates, Fox will go to the right. But if I cross him up in the middle of all the orbs detonating, he will go to the left now. Even if it started and he was going to the right and I crossed him up, the game's gonna be like, oh shit, you're on the right, go this way instead. What the fuck, man? That's just extra work to not have him cook. That shit is so corny. Like, Blade Dash, Blade Dash.
He shaved off of it and he can like combo or something like that. Or like quick attack in a way where he hits a shield and he gets to do one more, or like something like to make it easier to pre-position as the character. It's really hard.
You heard him, right? Like quick attack. Oh, this motherfucker trying to time out people. That shit sounds toxic. I won't even lie. He trying to really time out people with Sephiroth. What? If he hits the shield, it'd be like a quick attack. Oh, this dude trying to camp. I see you. I see what you're doing, but you know what? I agree. I don't give a fuck. I need anything the character can get. I'll take.
Hard to always be in a position as Sephiroth that's comfortable. You're always getting harassed and bullied, and they're always just closing the gap and kind of like disrespecting your attacks. And that's another thing. True. His attacks are always usually active for 2 frames, and they're very thin. I kind of call him like Belmont in a way, but he like can't angle his aerials or anything.
He's worse Marth.
His effective range is actually very bad, but the moves are large, but like I said, the effective range, like I would much rather have an Ike neutral air or an Ike forward air, like stuff like that. Because a lot of his stabbing.
You know what we need? I agree, Tweek. Next game, give Sephiroth Meta Knight's Nair. Have the sword in front and just have him twirl and just dissect the entire stage. It's okay. Just give him like 30 frames of end lag, slice up the stage, slice up like the air, slice up the character 3,000 rolls away, and we can call it a day, because that's what he should be doing. But anyway.
Moves are just not worth it. His forward tilt and dash attack are the same frame, so catching someone's neutral get up with like a forward tilt is like impossible and very obvious. So his ledge trapping is very bad. True. So basically his like best
I've told people that
moves become very separate.
Some people say that his ledge trapping is hella good. No, it's not. You know, a lot of characters have ledge traps that are actually broken. Obviously, you know, a good broken example is Samus. You throw a bomb, you can sit there, you can react. The bomb hits people on the ledge if they take too long, and by the time they try to go back up, you can put another bomb, rinse and repeat, and it's just set play. It's just optimal shit, and it's broken against nearly the entire cast. But Sephiroth, yeah, it's just like, you got Giga Flare, but the startup of it is so long that it's really hard to still time and whatnot, and a lot of people who know when it actually detonates, they'll know that they have ample time typically. to actually get away with it. And then also obviously you can just normal get up or you can roll and stuff like that. And one thing that like the effects of Giga Flare is so like chaotic and stuff that more often than not when a Sephiroth forward tilts, like if let's say if you normal get up against it, you can't really see the character doing a normal get up, so you kind of have to like YOLO a forward tilt and hope that you land it. And more often than not people miss just because like it's such a slow move, so like you kind of being shrouded in the explosion and stuff, it just literally helps against Sephiroth. That doesn't help him get something, it works against him.
Shadow Flare is really important, but it's not his best move. And the neutral air is like his best all-around move just because it's such a generic Smash Bros attack.
Yeah.
And then a lot of his sword moves just aren't very good. Like he's a bad ledge trapper, but he's a good corner pressure character because people are very scared in the corner because he's so far away. But he's not actually going to do anything on the ledge. And taking stocks and getting wins just becomes so one note and obvious.
Damn, bro said one note. Okay, Alan Poe, calm down.
So one note and obvious. Yeah, he sucks. He sucks.
I guess my takeaway is like one of the main things you would want changed is, or I guess
small things.
Yeah. So you would just want him to have like more generous hitboxes on his sword, like his sword swing.
Maybe a little bit more activity, or like angling a forward air would be crazy and like fun for everyone.
Like the Belmonts?
To like play as that. Making Shadow Flare like a little bit more lenient.
Yeah.
Like I like the way he transitions from wing and no wing, and I like a lot of the mechanics like the swiping and stabbing moves, like how the sweet spots change. I think his design is great. Yeah, and then I don't know. I think his down smash is weird.
He lost me there. I don't think it's a good design. Maybe it's a good design in a different game. Smash 4 is a good example. He would be perfect in Smash 4. I don't know about good design. Okay, I can see the vision of what they wanted with Sephiroth, but they just missed the mark. I think people need to understand something. I don't downplay Sephiroth because it's funny to do. I just said this like an hour ago when I was fighting against that fucking B button only Sora. I was like, I wish Sephiroth had a third of the combo potential that Sora has, so I can actually go in training room and feel like I can improve with the character, because he is so basic. A lot works against him. His orbs work against him. His counter is fucking dog shit. Well, okay, not entirely dog shit, but like, you know, only it works in front of him, and a lot of times people attack him from around the counter or like underneath him and like shark him and stuff like that. The counter is unusable there. It'd be usable if it was a full body hitbox, but since it's only in front of him, that works against him so often. Think of it like a K Rool counter. That's basically what it is. It's like, oh, you only hit in this direction and that's it. Shit like that is a little unfortunate against some of these very mashy and easy to cross up characters. When Steve up tilts your shield and walks through your shield or like jumps around your shield and shit, I can't just like parry counter, or I can't even parry jump because it's just so fast that I just get fucked up anyway. His jump height is really bad. If I'm not mistaken, I don't even think Sephiroth could short hop over Mario. All these like small little things that add up to so many like annoying things. He didn't talk about up smash so far, or like down smash, like potentially, you know, like having like a dead zone. Up smash having a dead zone. F smash just being horrible. He hasn't talked about the smash attacks yet, so he probably will.
I think his down smash is weirdly bad as well. Oh. It doesn't like actually break shields when you need it to. It kind of just scares them, and then their shield like doesn't.
Bro, yo, he knows the scrolls. I'm telling you, yo, I don't know how many times we'll wing, space, down smash on motherfuckers' shields, and that shit should pop. Keyword should pop, and then it turns into an M&M and they don't get shield broken, and now they know to not shield. They're like, oh yeah, he can shield break me and shit, and I never get an opportunity again to get that shield break. I swear that shit, like, it feels like it should shield break in those moments and it doesn't, and all it does is remind people. I think the problem is there's a lot of hitboxes on it. There's like the debris hitbox on the down smash. There's the sword hitbox itself. There's the one where it hits the ground and shit. The ground one is where you actually pop shield. But there's like a bunch of hitboxes that you can get hit by. And also, like, let's say if you shield close up to Sephiroth and he down smashes, the sword hitbox will hit the person's shield before it hits the ground, and that hitbox would be like the priority. So it doesn't do much shield damage overall. It's a little weird. I think the issue is there's a lot of hitboxes on the move, and the end result is that like when you think you're gonna get a shield break, sometimes it doesn't happen. You get like a different hitbox, and then boom. It's not like it should be treated like a Marth shield break, obviously. Like, oh, like you catch them running up and shielding, boom, break their shield and shit like that. But the difference is Marth's shield break is fairly consistent, you know? In fact, it shield breaks without the tipper, and the tipper just does even more shield damage, if I'm not mistaken, by like a little bit. That's good. That's good. It both shield breaks, you know? It's very, very good. That's the whole point. The whole move is called shield breaker. So, yeah, but that's just a little comparison.
Break, and then they remember that they have to worry about it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
People can really disrespect the character, or they can just overly respect him to the point where he doesn't get anything, and both work. Also, his neutral B is terrible. The first level of flare is really bad. I think the second one is good if you time it like as they grab ledge. You can kind of lock their timings, and then Giga Flare is obviously like shield breaks, or like if they really time if they give you enough time when they're recovering, sure.
Yeah.
But his neutral B would be a lot cooler if canceling is also kind of sluggish. Using it as a visual cue in neutral isn't very strong.
You can't cancel Sephiroth's neutral B similar to other characters where like there's some characters that could charge a move in mid-air and cancel the animation of the charge and not cancel it by jumping. They could just straight up just like kind of stop the move. And that's really good. When characters that have that, that's just an extra layer of mix because you can still hold your jump. You can decide to B reverse in mid-air and whenever you want, and then use your double jump and back air or forward air and stuff like that. But Sephiroth can only jump and air dodge, and yeah, it's not really the greatest thing. It's also a very slow start, so like visually you can tell when Sephiroth is trying to do some quote-unquote mix, and you shouldn't be scared because like, what am I gonna do? Charge neutral B and just throw that weak ass slow frame 1000 neutral B 1? Like, that's not gonna, if you're not scared about shit like that, you have nothing to worry about. It's all fake. It's all fake mix-ups.
Because they don't care if you release it, so they know you have to cancel it.
He just literally said what I just said.
Yeah. Using it as a visual cue in neutral isn't very strong, because they don't care if you release it, so they know you have to cancel it.
Yeah.
So it doesn't actually do anything as a visual bait. Yeah, I don't know. My favorite move is like Uptilt, and it's just, I try to implement it, and it's really good when it works, but it's just, I don't know, man. I don't know. It's hard.
Oh my God. He sounded so sad saying that. Oh, he sounded so defeated. I'm surprised. I mean, I was using, you know, I like using Uptilt too when it lands, but yeah, I know what he means, bro. He really wanted to like say something good about it. And he was like, I don't know, man. Hold on.
Favorite move is like Uptilt, and it's just, I try to implement it, and it's really good when it works, but it's just, I don't know, man. I don't know. It's hard. It's hard to make him work. I like all of his moves. I like his dash attack. Sometimes I feel like I need to use it more, but it feels like
it's a decent dash attack.
Really gives me what I need to really win. Like Footstool Dare, it's like a nice piece that you would think would like complete the character.
Niche.
Doesn't really do anything. Yeah. Dare doesn't kill even with wing. It like sends at that corner so they can just DI it really well. It's also frame 19.
What he means by it sends at the corner is, think the blast zone as a giant square, basically. So the furthest part of the square is gonna be the corners when the two sides meet and stuff. Sephiroth's down there, even if you like cross up typically on people's DI, it will always send towards those corners, which means that you have like the highest probability to live, or like that's you could potentially live the down air like 10% earlier, like 15% earlier than if it just sent straight up, or if it went sent to the blast zone or some shit like that.
God, his frame data is just not good. I love reverse up air in neutral because it threatens that like 45-degree angle they're always pestering you at, because it beats shadow flare, forward air, back air, F tilt. So up air is a good call out, but it's so weak to shield and parry as well. Like even slow characters will punish it on parry. So if you're too preemptive, it's just rough. I think his best traits are like his fall speed. He's very tricky because he's like jumping and hitting the ground quick. It complements his grab game, which is a lot better than Cloud's in terms of frame data and combos. You know, it doesn't do much after that.
That's not really a feat, low key. Like he still doesn't, like, yeah, he does have like up throw, like Nair and shit like that, and like his grab is okay, but like it's sometimes not even worth to even go for a grab because you're worried about positioning. So like when you go for a grab, typically you run up and dash grab and shit like that, and there's always that chance where if you mess up, now they're just gonna completely just destroy you and like give you infinite pressure, and Sephiroth sucks at pressure or dealing with pressure. You know, all he can do is shield and pray, shield footstool down there, hope that the footstool even connects, or up B like towards the other side. But some characters are fast enough that they can still like loom around where Sephiroth is like where he up B towards, and then continue just getting pressured and shit. That's the thing, he can't deal with pressure. Like when I play Sephiroth against light, it just feels so suffocating. I mean, Fox is a suffocating character, obviously, but like it's just kind of elevated to a different level when you're playing a character like Sephiroth, where it just feels like he can do whatever. It actually makes me feel like a fucking scrub, but I know I don't have any options there. I just gotta hard read him and then like, you know, potentially gimp his recovery or counter his recovery if I get him off stage. But like getting him off stage and stuff, it's the same shit people say about like other broken characters with bad recoveries and shit. You know, like Smash 4 Cloud. Oh yeah, you can gimp him and stuff like that. But getting him out there is literally like a fucking feat. Like you gotta be him in order to actually do that shit for some matchups or most matchups. But yeah.
Solid. It's a frame 5 jab. The jab 1 is pretty decent. His down tilt's kind of active, but he's not getting follow-ups off any of this stuff, man. It's just so hard. You can be disciplined the whole game and then just kind of lose at the end of it. Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm surprised just to hear you say you wouldn't really change much about him. You just want his toolkit to be overall better.
Yeah, I think it would take away from the fun and creativity of his design if you just like did some drastic change. Like, oh, he has wing for longer. It's like, I don't think that's very interesting game design. And honestly, I think a lot of the way people play Sephiroth in tournaments, because
they play so like bitches,
unforgiving and bad, a lot of people end up playing him in tournaments very simple. Like they just spam aerials and F tilt until someone wins or loses. And that's probably not the way to go. But the other way to go is way harder and way more disciplined, and you might lose anyway, so I get why they play him more like a Lucina or a Cloud. But I actually don't consider him to have that play style. He uses a lot more of his non-sword
He said that he's not even a sword character. That's what he's really trying to say. He's like, what? He's not a sword character. I've told y'all this before. A lot of Sephiroths, they need to get better at certain things like Octaslash, air dodge reading, or like being able to like pressure off stage with wing. Like, how do you have a wing, an extra jump, and you're faster, and you stay on the ledge, and you try to like forward tilt or normal get up or some shit? Like, at the very least, you can throw out a jump off stage, 1 forward air, and if you miss, you just jump back on stage. Like, you're still in an advantage state, you know? But a lot of Sephiroths, they just actually play like ass slash, like they don't know what they're really doing. They don't do the up air auto cancel. There's like a certain timing to it that it's like a really giant hitbox, and you're able to land with no end lag. It's very, very helpful against certain characters because, well, one, you're just throwing out a giant size hitbox. It's not gonna like be game changing, but it can definitely help in some ways. Like sometimes you can do that type of up air, and if somebody panic air dodges or directional air dodges, you can catch their landing with a dash attack or even an orb. Or if they air dodge into you, you just grab and then you throw them off stage or whatever the fuck you want to do. You're continuing your advantage state, and that's what the whole point of this whole thing is. You know, you're trying to get your hits, you're trying to land your damage and do all your shit. Sephiroth does not have much combos, so you're honestly going to have to read a lot of people's options more often than not. And if you don't, you just get fucked up.
I actually don't consider him to have that play style. He uses a lot more.
Would this be on the test? Yes.
Moves. And then once he establishes some sort of advantage, then he starts using his sword moves. So he's more like a Link than a Lucina. That's always been my comparison for like many years. He requires more setup, and then he starts
I wish he had a Link Nair shit.
His sword. Because if you just start using your sword, you're just like, it's just too laggy, too slow. But yeah, I would just want more fun mechanics. It's like nerfing Steve. I don't want to make Steve like boring. I just don't want his F smash to kill me at 5%. Like, you know, like I want him to do all the cool block stuff, and like I don't want to take away anything creative. I just don't want.
You know, you want to butcher his ass. You just being nice.
Like, unforgiving to play against. Same thing with Sephiroth. I just give me something cool. Like I love the fair stab mechanic. Like, you know, make Blade Dash cooler. Maybe give something to Octaslash or Neutral B. Like, I don't want you to just make him as heavy as Ryu and call it a day. Like that's boring. And honestly, he would probably still suck. He would probably, if his weight was slightly different, he would probably, it doesn't change the numbers. It's like saying like, oh, you know, wing is so broken. It's like, well, he's faster, but his moves aren't. So like, it's a big buff, but like, I would rather look in different areas that would just like have more potential to like make him really good.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
That's it, unless you want to add anything else.
I mean, I'm surprised he said like something with the fair stab. I'm assuming he's talking about like the wall cling with the forward air. They could have done more of that. If you do the fair wall stab, all you could do is cancel it or jump up. That's it. That's like so boring. There should be an attack version of it. It should be similar to a corn pin, where if you like pin the character onto the wall with the same forward air, that you should be able to have like another move if you press A or something like that that's only specific to that. Make it a strong move, because landing that shit to begin with is near impossible on somebody. You're only really doing it to stall when you're like getting camped, or when you're on the ledge trying to camp and trying to find a way to get back on stage and shit. But it should have something else besides jump and just not jump, you know? If Wing gave faster frame data, then yeah, that's all it needs. You can honestly remove some of the other things, but if you made him like faster, like his moves come out a little bit faster, that would be game changing.
Thank you.
Yeah, no, sorry. I ranted about Sephiroth all the time, so I was ready to go.
You're good. You're good, bro. I never rant about Sephiroth.
Also, hot take, I think up smash is better than down smash. And then I think forward smash is useless, but everyone already knows that. I think his down smash is overrated and his up smash is slightly underrated, but they still kind of suck.
And that is it for the video.
Yeah, I thought he was about to say something about F Smash. I was like, what the fuck he about to say about F Smash? Nah, but yeah, he know that shit is garbage. I would say, I mean, yeah, I would say Up Smash overall I think it's fairly rated. Honestly, it can kill. I prefer Up Smash over Down Smash, just because it actually can kill when you get the sweet spot. You can land the sweet spot of Wing Down Smash at like 100 and they won't die. Like it's similar to Sephiroth's down air, where it sends you at the corner or to the corner of the blast zone, and then yeah, you know, they have the highest probability of surviving because of the angle that it sends. But yeah.
Let me know in the comments what you think about Sephiroth, and if you think he is the most disappointing DLC character. If you disagree, let me know who you think is. Reminder again, if you like the video, to drop a like on it. It really does help me out a lot.
Yeah.
And subscribe to my channel if you want to see more Smash content.
Like, hold on. Really, do you see this? This is part of the trailer for Sephiroth. Look. Right here, when he does the forward air stab, right? This would have been a perfect time to do like a move, right? He got the forward air cling on his Incineroar, and you can just tell, bro, there's just a random pause when he does this forward air cling. Like you think something's about to happen, and all he does is jump. Look. It's just like a second pause where it's just like, what's gonna happen next? Oh, he just jumped away. Okay, that's it. No attack, no nothing. Just, that's it.
I also stream, so yeah, subscribe.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.
Show some love to Larry, my GOAT. Now we'll conclude it for Larry's video. I mean, overall, I did agree with a lot of what Larry said in the beginning. And like, you know, even like what Tweek, some of the things that he said, he didn't really like elaborate. I mean, like he said, he yaps a lot on his stream about Sephiroth and stuff. He doesn't want him to change drastically, but like, I think he's just comfortable with how Sephiroth is. He just wants like the reward of landing some of the things to be better. I think that's what he just wants, you know? But as somebody who knows like Sephiroth's origins very, very much, I do think that they kind of failed in a lot of aspects. We just literally, like a couple days ago, we just saw Rise get his ass beat by Sephiroth in Kingdom Hearts 2. And just the way he's moving there in that game, you would not think that that's the same character. Bro is teleporting, doing a bunch of slashes, knocking you up in the air. He's swinging really, really fast and shit like that. Not in a not Octaslash like way. He just straight up is swinging. He got dark aura in all his swings. Like, he got swag, bro. He just straight up got swag. But they did get Shadow Flare from that game, or like the way it works with the orbs around the character and shit. I'm pretty sure they got that from Kingdom Hearts. They could have had more flair for somebody who was known for being the big bad guy, the bad honcho, you know? If there's an Ultimate Deluxe and shit, and they do like a big update for a lot of characters, I'm not expecting new moves or anything like that. So, but there is stuff that they can fix. They can make some hitboxes better. Tweek not talking about the fact that Octaslash can drop sometimes when you hit at a certain angle. That already shows me that he doesn't actually go for those kind of Octaslashes to begin with. Maybe because he knows that happens, or maybe he doesn't experiment going for that. But as somebody who I definitely am by far the best at landing Octaslashes with Sephiroth, that is such an annoying thing where you charge your move, half a second read in advance, and your reward is them dropping out of the move and you don't kill them, and it sends them so far away that now neutral is reset. Sometimes you might be on a disadvantaged state because it pushes them to center stage while you're on the corner, and you don't want to be in the corner as Sephiroth and shit like that. So, and with that being said, chat, thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed. Leave a like on this video, but also leave a like on Larry's video. Watch it, show some love. If you have any comments to Larry, you know, to thank him. He made a really good video. You know, shout out to Tweek for also being a part of that video as well. Because obviously his Sephiroth knowledge is also very, very high. One of the best, or like the most knowledgeable, if not the most with Sephiroth. So, yeah, that was a pretty good watch. It was 20 minutes and I yapped so much that I don't even know how long that took. But I hope that was good for your educational purposes. No, the stream is not over. I'm just doing my outro. So goodbye, YouTube. I'll see y'all next time. Peace.